What's up guys, this is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing a quick review on an aftermarket slide from ZEV. Now correct me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but I believe it's called the Trilo slide, and that's how I'm going to say it throughout this review, so I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but you should have had an easier name to pronounce, ZEV. But anyway, why did I buy this? Well, first I wanted my Glock right here to look really cool. Glocks sometimes, if you have more than one, which I do, I think I have like 6 or 7 of these running around at this point, sometimes you want some cool builds and you want to make them look cool. You want to make your own Gucci Glock. Well, I had to look far and wide to find a slide that I wanted because I didn't want to take my old slide and have it milled, because if I wanted to use it again, I could throw it back on there, and that takes time. You got to send your gun and that kind of thing. I just wanted to buy one straight outright that was exactly what I wanted. So what I was looking for in a slide, I wanted something I could put an RMR on and not have if I choose to. So I wanted something that came with a plate, a cover plate, so I could either use it or not. I wanted it cut specifically for the RMR. Why? Is instead of the Glock MOS, which I do have one of those, it does add just a little bit of distance between the bottom of the slide and where it could be, so it raises the dot of the red dot up just a little bit. And as anybody who knows who's had a red dot on a pistol, there's a little bit of learning curve there to not look at your iron sights and look slightly above. And I wanted to minimize that as much as possible, so the lower the optic, the better. I also wanted it to look very cool, which I believe this does, and I wanted to have some pretty cool cuts. I also wanted it to be lighter weight than the Glock factory slide. One, to lower the weight of the entire gun. I know that sounds stupid, but it is kind of cool for me. Another one is to reduce the reciprocating mass of the slide to slightly reduce recoil, and again, to look cool. And that's why I went with the Trilo slide. Another reason why I went with that is because I wanted to have a slide that was milled, like I said, for all those reasons before, but I didn't want to have any holes in it. In case I decided to use this for serious use for one reason or another, if I didn't have my other 6 Glocks, I wanted it to be able to withstand some serious conditions. And I just feel nervous about having huge cuts in my gun, because I've had other guns that have large openings like that, and you get dirt and grime in there and it will kill the gun. Now, no matter how reliable you think Glocks are, if you get a bunch of dirt and debris in the slide, it's gonna die, and I would prefer not to go through with that. And as far as I can see, the ZEV slide comes through with all the things that I wanted. It fit everything that I wanted to fit. Not only that, but it was a little bit expensive, but not compared to some other slides that I saw on the market. A blank slide from ZEV, I think, is right around $500, which is quite a bit, don't get me wrong. But compared to some of its competition, it actually is a little bit lower. You can go with stuff like the ZEV Dragonfly, but if you look at something from Salient or Agency or something like that, you can get a bit more. Now, one of the reasons why I went with ZEV over Salient or Agency is, maybe this is true, maybe it isn't, it's kind of internet speculation, but I've heard that they are just a little bit more durable. I've heard people have problems with the Agency slides in particular, some cracking and breaking and things like that. I didn't hear anything like that from ZEV, and I can attest to at least this particular ZEV slide because I have tons and tons of rounds down this. I didn't count, honestly, well over 1,000, and I've had no durability issues or reliability issues whatsoever. I also know that they sell these complete for around $800. I would not go that route. I wouldn't want standard stock internals for a aftermarket slide. I don't know, I just feel like you should step it up a notch. Not only that, but if you decide to buy them separately and put them in yourselves, you can save yourself almost $100. All in all, I think if this is what you want and this is what you want it to look like, I think it's a great choice. I think it's expensive for sure, and I think you definitely don't need it. I think it barely adds function to your pistol, but it does add a lot of looks and a lot of cool factor without decreasing the function of your pistol. I think that's pretty important because a lot of times you'll do Glock modifications and they'll actually decrease the reliability or durability of the handgun, and that kind of defeats the purpose of buying a Glock. I mean, if you want to have something pretty, just go with a 1911 or a Colt single action, something like that. So if you're going to buy a Glock, it's going to have to look cool and it's going to have to be functional. I think the ZEV slide pulls that off for all the things that I listed. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.